views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, Maricopa County, Brother Mike is back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Today's Bible study, the evolution lie. Science backfires on them. I've got an interesting study to share with you today. I don't normally do science studies. I'm not a big fan of creationist theory, and I'm a very strong opponent of the evolution theory, but this one I got to share with you. Science backfired on them. The evolution lie today. Please call somebody quickly. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the House of Healing, which is currently named the Arizona Deliverance Center. We moved. We have 2 services every week. We're in Central Phoenix on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road, Friday and Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Healing, teaching, preaching, and deliverance. If you have someone who's physically ill, if you have someone who is being oppressed by evil spirits, if you have someone who is a born-again Christian and they want to be healed of a mental illness, this is the place in Maricopa County to bring them. All of our services are broadcast on our YouTube streaming channel, youtube.com/House of Healing AZ. Don't forget about the seminar this month, Satan's Secrets. It's free. Sign up on the website. Social media, Hardcore Christianity group, the Blessings group. Go to our Blessings page and copy one of the miraculous testimonies of healing and deliverance. Share it with someone who needs help. It's free. Send me an email, mike@hardcorechristianity.com. I'll send you the miracle list for self-deliverance. Don't forget about Sister Karen on the homepage of the website. She'd be happy to sell your home for you. She loves working with born-again Christians. Don't forget about the PayPal button on the website. Thank you for all your support. 16 years of you and I being partners. Gracias. Check this out. The evolution lie took a black eye today. Sorry about that. Listen to this new study. Quote, a new genetic study showing that 90% of animals appeared on the earth simultaneously and at the same time as humans affirms the biblical account of creation, says Ken Ham, founder and president of Answers in Genesis. The study, published in the journal Human Evolution, examined the DNA barcodes from 100,000 animal species and showed that 9 out of 10 species on Earth today, including humans, came into being 100 to 200,000 years ago. The study's conclusion goes against evolutionary theory. This conclusion is very surprising, and I fought against it as hard as I could. Researcher David Thaler of the University of Basel in Switzerland said, as phsy.org reported, the findings are sure to jostle, if not overturn, more than one settled idea about how evolution unfolds. The research raised the possibility that a catastrophic event wiped out most of the life on Earth 100 to 200,000 years ago. But Ham said the research affirms what Scripture says about life's origin. Creationists believe the catastrophic event was the flood. Quote, evolution doesn't expect the vast majority of our species to have arrived at the same time, nor does it expect species to have these clear genetic boundaries, he said. But this is what we'd expect in a biblical worldview. Indeed, it's what creationists have been saying all along, although their time frame of 100,000 to 200,000 years is inflated due to evolutionary assumptions. Nathaniel Jeanson holds a PhD from Harvard and is a research biologist at Answers in Genesis. He added that there's a great danger to the evolutionary model in this study in ways that they don't quite realize yet. The study suggests many species formed contemporaneously with modern human origins. We know from mitochondrial DNA clocks that modern humans formed within the last 6,000 years. Therefore, the study implies that many species formed within the last 6,000 years. I don't agree with all of that, but listen to this. Here's something I do agree with. Here's Genesis chapter 1. It says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now, I want you to remember something in this scripture. This scripture, written in Hebrew, was translated into Greek by the Septuagint. The Septuagint uses this phrase, anarche, to describe in the beginning, and it means in eternity, in the unknown, fathomless, dateless past. The same Greek phrase, anarche, is used of Jesus Christ in John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning means in eternity. In eternity means there is no beginning. In eternity means it's so long ago you can't comprehend it. Anarche is the same phrase used in Genesis 1:1 as the same phrase used in John 1:1. Okay? Genesis 1 says, in the beginning, God, anarche, created, that's the Greek word, a Hebrew word, bara. It means to bring into existence something out of nothing, the heavens and the earth. Okay, this means the universe was created at this time in eternity. No one knows when. Could have been millions, could have been billions. No one knows. And then it says the earth was without form. That's the Hebrew word hayah. The Hebrew word hayah means came to be or became. So what that verse really says is the earth became without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. That means it wasn't created in that condition. It became that way. And it doesn't say how. Then it says the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let the earth bring forth living creatures after his kind. That's the Hebrew word mean. It means after their sort or after their species. And then it goes on to the list groups of species. For example, cattle, creeping thing, and beasts. It says, let the earth bring forth the living creature after their own species, cattle, creeping thing, beasts of the earth, after their own species, after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, cattle after their kind, everything that creeps upon the earth after his kind. God saw that it was good. Now remember something. Remember this, please. The Bible does not say Genesis 1:1 is connected to Genesis 1:2. It does not say that's the same time frame. It doesn't say that human beings were created billions of years ago. There could be a separation there that we're not aware of. Then it says in verse 26, Genesis 1, God said, let us make man in our image, selem. That means our form, our shadow. It would be the Hebrew word selem would be used to describe a shadow of someone, the same form or the same outline, the same shape. And it says, after our likeness, demuth. Demuth in Hebrew means something that resembles something else. What this verse is saying is that God said, I created all the stars in the heaven, and it could have been billions of years ago for all we know. And then later on I created, after the earth was renovated or reestablished, after it had become null and void, the Spirit of God moved on the waters and corrected everything. Okay, and once again, we don't have the time frame here. Then it says, God created, after the animals, he created us. But he didn't create the animals to look like him. He created humans to look like him. Then it says in verse 26, God said, let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds, over the cattle, over the earth, over the creeping things. And remember, all these things are made after their own kind. Everything reproduces something after itself. That's why evolution is a crock, because there is no example that we can look at showing this species turned into that species. Recently, Roseanne Barr got fired from her TV show because she made a joke that a partial African-American woman, the woman had a black parent and a white parent, I believe. She said she made a joke about that woman looking like somebody from the Planet of the Apes. Well, that's monstrously politically incorrect. Anytime you link a African-American to an ape, that's politically incorrect, and you're dead in the water. However, according to evolution, that's perfectly normal to do that. According to them, all of us are apes. We all descended from apes. We all look like we ought to be on Planet of the Apes. But that is a lie. Apes only reproduce their own kind, just like human beings only reproduce their kind. Einstein, hello. God created man in his own image, verse 27, chapter 1. In the image of God created he him, female and male, he created them. Verse 28, God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Replenish, what does that mean? It almost sounds like there was some form of human-type species on the earth before them. How'd that work? Well, I don't exactly know. The Bible doesn't say. It says, replenish the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish and the birds and the living things that move. Have a dominion over everything. And that's exactly what happened. Listen to it. This new research study proves the Bible is true. Humans and animals did come into existence at a certain period of time in the same time frame, just like it says in Genesis chapter 1. The Bible's real. The Bible also says that every man and woman will reap what they sow. The Bible also teaches that you have a call from God on your life, and you need to answer it, and you need to answer it quickly before the end comes. Folks, we've only got a few years left until the end comes. I need you to come join me and learn how to pray for the sick and cast out demons. Our time is short. We need to go now.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.